Hi guys, welcome. Today we are here shooting our musical episode.
All right, here we go. Pictures up. One more. No rolling.
Are we doing a musical episode?
Yes!
I guess we are. Singing yo-ho, you can beg, greed, and wine, but yo-ho, you are wasting your time.
The musical episode's something that the fans have always asked us about over the years.
Because obviously fairy tales lend themselves to that.
It felt like it was sort of inevitable, but no one wanted to do it just to do a musical. You really want to be telling this story for a reason. You really want the music to be ingrained in it. You don't want it to just feel like an afterthought. And we all had talked about Emma and Hook's wedding, it being towards the end of the season, and it just seemed like what better reason to do a musical than to let them sing about their love instead of just talk about it.
Tomorrow is uncertain. Who knows what it will bring?
But one thing is for sure, love, with you I have everything.
We were super excited. I mean, I think Colin and I in particular were looking forward to it. After doing the show for so long, you get really excited to have something new and different.
It's also kind of magical for the wedding to be the musical episode,
Yeah.
and the way they've incorporated the music into the mythology of the show is really clever. Happy beginning now is ours.
What was really nice, and I think what helped us, is knowing that the Disney brand is so associated already with these characters kind of breaking into song. So a lot of it was a little bit like coming home in terms of letting these characters who maybe wanted to sing for 6 seasons but hadn't been able to.
Good morning. I'm so excited!
Sounds great.
Today we are here in the recording studio and I've been recording my big song Wicked Always Wins, which is so wicked.
We always assumed that we would be using previously written and made famous Disney songs, and instead, some genius, incredible new music was
Alan
written for a
Zachary and
completely
Michael.
Original musical.
We had always loved adapting fairy tales. We were always drawn to that world, and we were huge fans of the show.
So when we saw that Adam and Eddie had been asked, when are you going to do a musical episode? And they said, gosh, we'd love to do one, but we'd have no idea where to start. And we thought, we know where to start.
Finally, the moment I was hoping would come, the moment he would realize he chose the wrong one.
Alan and Michael have been awesome. I mean, we all have really loved the songs.
They did a phenomenal job. These are two guys that really know the show and have followed the show, so they really understand the characters.
What we loved about them is how eclectic they were, and you know, the way the show always works is a Snow White flashback is going to be different than a Rumpel flashback. They're different in tone, and so we wanted that for the songs. And they got that vibe right away.
They're all very character appropriate and very different. Like everyone's is in their own voice.
Instead of feeling like you're worried about reaching for something that isn't really right for you or trying to make it fit in your voice in a certain way, we knew that the composers were actually gearing it toward what our voices wanted to do.
The actors have come in with such incredible feel for the music. They sing fantastically well.
It was really important to us to, one, have everybody use their own voices, and two, sound great doing it. And luckily for us, they're all really good.
A happy ending will be mine, 'cause wicked always wins.
It's wicked.
It's really nice to see everyone's talents come out in this episode. You know, it's not just acting, but we can dance and we can sing.
You know, Colin's an amazing guitarist and vocalist. Josh, you know, did the West End in London, a musical theatre. So everyone's got an amazing voice, and it's just really nice that we all got this opportunity to sing and play together.
Let's do one more. Trying again. 41 Charlie, take 2.
It really was an all-hands-on-deck situation. Since the show had never done a musical before, you just really needed to rely on everyone to work together and be collaborative, and we're very fortunate that's what happened.
Choreographing, I think, 7 numbers and orchestrating somewhere around 19 minutes of music in a 42-minute episode. It was a massive undertaking given the time we had.
We rehearsed during the filming of the last episode, and we recorded in our free moments. But we were given the music a couple weeks before that, and we were sent to a vocal coach in LA. So that made it also a lot less scary for those of us who don't do musicals.
Good morning, friend. Oh, my dear, there's something wrong. 'Cause all my words are coming out in song.
In figuring out how to do music for the characters, at first we figured, hey, let's ease our way into it with Snow and Charming, who have the first song. And it felt very Snow White, like classic Disney Snow White.
Our song is called Powerful Magic, which gets us into the idea of us doing a musical.
My voice just soars. Had no idea it could. Now I'm singing out, and my do I sound good.
What's really incredible about these songs is that A, they're self-aware, but also they continue the story. Instead of it being that we stop the flow of action to tell you how we feel, it really furthers both our emotions and the plot. And that's not something, frankly, I see a lot in musicals.
Although Charming might do a couple unnecessary dance moves, just, you know.
Because he decides that he'd like his life to be a musical.
Yeah, maybe he just kind of likes the way he sounds a little bit.
It's a powerful magic when two hearts are one. A powerful magic, bright as the sun.
As they realize that this is all part of this wish that they made and that this song is something that they could use to vanquish the evil queen, suddenly it becomes more contemporary. They find a rhythm that then helps, I think, thrust us into all the other styles of music that we're going to get throughout the episode.
We can make
enough! So, the Charmings think their love is strong enough to defeat me? Well, there's one thing they don't know.
Working on Lana's song was such a treat. When we sat down to meet with her, not knowing what her voice would be like, we sang through some stuff, and it turned out she had this low, kind of throaty voice.
So we started talking about things like David Bowie and Frankenfurter and Rocky Horror when he sings Sweet Transvestite, because there's a drive and a real grounded power to it that we wanted to give to her.
Down with love, down with hope, don't need blind faith to cope or inspiring songs in my heart.
This song is very powerful, and the tempo is it changes a lot.
Mirror, mirror, the time draws nearer for me to enact my curse.
I know her so well, I've played her for so long, so singing as her, not as Lana, is really fun. We see the evil queen dance for the first time in a very sort of fun, seductive, Fosse meets Hamilton way. I love it. It woke up the inner dancer in me.
Doesn't stand a chance. No, doesn't stand a chance.
I'm joining a rock band after this. It's gonna be my next gig.
And action! You don't have to be afraid of being alone, because you never have been. Look, their song, it's been inside you the whole time. It's not your weakness, it's your strength.
Emma's song was something that we talked about in the very beginning, and we came up with this idea of what if Emma's song is the theme from the actual show?
Once I lived in darkness, out there on my own.
A really great experience for us was taking Mark's theme, which is so brilliant, and making lyrics work for it, changing the melody to make it work as a structure of a song, and building it up in a way that you haven't heard before. So it's a nice surprise for everybody.
The way that they were able to embrace that, make something that was sort of new but also old, was really amazing. And then the way that Jennifer Morrison performs it is just fantastic.
The world from your dark magic and the wicked things you do. They placed a song inside my heart more powerful than you.
That idea that they had for the episode and the way to integrate music into the show was a stroke of genius on their part. Because the fact that they use music to relate to the entire mythology of the show in a way that you never knew, going back to the pilot, it was incredible. And when they presented that to us, we were like, guys, this is amazing.
They embraced the idea of music truly, fully, and to weave that into the story was amazing.
I think Once Upon a Time will always be remembered for these songs. They're very special, and there was so much thought put into them that they really tell the characters' stories.
We had a lot of fun doing it, and it just really was one of those reminders of how magical the show can be.
It's been a blast. I'm ready for the next musical. Truly, it's been a lot of fun.